passing up the Jace, passing up the Gwen. Remember, you can mirror pick. Get some extra fire damage into Flandre, who of course doesn't have flash. Can use the Shock Blast to scout out a little bit. Wave comes through, misses the Shock Blast. Flandre, gets the Leandri's burning. You can put down that tower in the center of the ring. That's exactly what he does. Knight won't have the damage for this. It is a beam attack coming through. Can he punt him out? Yes, he can! No fire damage needed.
Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LPL 2025 Split 2.
Been losing Flush in topside. Ambassador versus Jace, Arcane matchup in a common pro one. But that doesn't matter because the jungler's on bot side. He doesn't mind being on weak side. What is the play? Flash in! Hope gets out of the CC combo though. And On has no CC left. The bomb's going to land onto Hope, but it's not that much damage. Hulk flashes out a tower. 1-for-1. BLG will still take that trade. Kyle gonna get blocked away from the hook. AD carry being dead means that Hope is losing more farm. Elk doesn't get the kill though. Well, I guess neither does Hope. There's no difference there. Oh, hang on. Kyle can make a play here. Way stops the recall. Shank's coming down. He'll be able to go through here. Does he hook him out of the wall? That's the play, I think. Ooh, did the fun little wall cancel there. Flick back, and Wei has been caught. Kyle, wonderful play to stop Wei from getting back. Elk and Wei needed to Dragon spawned. BLG 5 grubs. Now, that is a problem. They did give 5 grubs over to them. Need to show that their lane assignment is still good. On, no ult, remember. Used that in that last fight. Knight level 10. We'll have the XP advantage. Hang on a second. Ult comes through, and the charm misses because the wall charge pulls them out of it. But that is an awesome impale. Knight starts to reset. Can they really get much more done with this? There is a public execution available from Bin. Tarzan needs to flash away. Impale doing so much work after Wei brought the target. Couple of AP, 4 of it. Dragon goes to the side of anyone's legend. They'll have 2 of that. Now, you know the win rate at first stand was... if you get a team with multiple grubs, you need to be very quick on them. Oh, needs to be careful. Needs to be careful. Uses the barrier. Hope, does he have the flash? He can't use it. But he gets the kill anyway. Tristana goes down. Hope, no ult. Does have the flash out. Teleport start to come through. Ult from Shanks. Teleport coming in from Jace. And this is where anyone's legend pounce. Where's the rest of the team? Ari coming in. Has flash, has ult, but can't clean up anything. Ambassador on the side. Bin could teleport behind them. Hope, massive play, pinging that W. But Elk, why were you there? Flash is late. Have to flash the initial W. Didn't understand the danger. Elk caught out in rotation, caught out in mid lane. This is why I was worried about BLG and their bot lane. If their bot lane get pressured, if they fall behind, some dangerous to BLG who find themselves even slightly behind a goal. Herald started up. If they have 5 grubs. If they get the Herald, they'll be able to use that to blow open a section of the map. Ari teleporting into the play. Anyone's legend, do they find an engage off of this? Shock blast misses. Ari, flash, ult, Bin on the flank. Not the best position for anyone's legend. They want to take things from a single direction. And this time, they don't have someone winning in a side lane to benefit the fact that BLG teleported in and went heavily towards the objective. On, doesn't have ult just now, but has it this time. Tarzan caught out. His ult will buy time. On's trying to do the same. Public execution onto Kyle. Nautilus not getting the most value out of this, but the Ambassador is caught in the minefield. The Ari can't get anything done because BLG are caught out in the retreat from the Herald pit. Anyone's legend quickly finding fights. Wei wants to find a fight again though, maybe. Elk jumping in. Very nearly flicked back. This Talia fights over the dragon. Not give soul point to anyone's legend. Only in a single angle right now. On a flank now. Opens up a second one, but that wall cuts it off. Needs to hex slash into the play. Tarzan. Doesn't have his ultimate just yet. Actually, he has just come back up. Might come down to a smite fight for soul point. Hook misses from Kyle, and he has to flash out. Skarner gets the dragon, and no, we're gonna get resets. Tristana gets one. Knight gets one as well for his ultimate. They start to run forwards. The slow lands, but Skarner's gone too far. Maybe this is the turnaround. Shanks and Flandre starting to pick up the damage. Hope is still alive. The carries from anyone's legend get so much damage done. And once again, anyone's legend outplay BLG. Elk on the flank. Championship finals run. Look, I think that Elk and Knight did a decent job there. I think Bin's having a bad game. I think Wei's having a bad game. And I think On's having a bad game too. On is 0 and 5. That support matchup so crucial between these teams. And Kyle is mashed. T1 just beat KT 2-0. Well, did they smash them? On died again while we were in the replay, of course, there as well. Didn't actually see that in the way that he wanted to. Not playing the map out necessarily as well as he could have done. 2 items for Elk definitely helps. Good damage with the Infinite Edge and the Uintel. 50% crit, a lot of AD, and a decent amount of attacks. Anyone's Legend. Committing 4 people towards the bot side with a teleport from Shanks as well. On has himself an ult and flashes onto Kyle. Massive CC, but it's onto the Nautilus. Free kill. And Knight gets himself something, and the Impale lands on the Flandre, who's caught out, can't get the kill onto On. That's the kind of play that they needed, and Anyone's Legend, despite them being praised for discipline, find themselves... You cannot do that. No Ariel left now. No Impale. Hope and Shanks are alive. BLG have to back off, and it's because Bin overstays. The wall being used to potentially go off. Tarzan goes into his own wall, not back. Hope gets the bomb onto him. The Shins are trying to stick around, but the Skarner dies first. Bin gives the Atakan over to Anyone's Legend with a poor roam through river. Anyone's Legend, great punish. Awesome punish, sat in that fog of war. Maybe knew he was walking over that. But a bad path to 10,000 gold lead, not that much at this point. But the Ruinous Atakan buffing up their dragons, of which they have 3 of, very nice. Having the extra 47 stacks is nice. Knight goes forwards over the minefield, gets himself a flash on charm onto the Nautilus, who will go down. Shanks left alone in the backside. How much can we do here? Bin gets himself onto the carry, and this is the fight which BLG want. The fight is scattered, and they get to reset, but Elk is dead. Can Hope do the carrying? It's just Knight versus the Kaiser. Bin is trying to do damage, but they don't have enough. They kill 1 carry, but there's 2 left. Hope gets the triple kill, and Anyone's Legend will go towards the Baron. These are the... Anyone's Legend, organizing the map. Deep teleport from Bin. Do they go towards anyone in particular? Flandre. Yeah, I think that's your target. Has a flash. Is that going to be enough? Slow lands. Flandre doing some damage. He will get caught out here, but Anyone's Legend say, all right, that's fine. We'll go towards mid lane. How much do they want to commit towards this? Flandre getting good damage, and he will not get a kill, but he will delay. Inhibitor down. Anyone's Legend, in fact, going a little further. Ari teleports in, knowing that there was a threat of a genuine ending situation. Anyone's has flash, has ult. This is where BLG needs to turn the game. You cannot lose this fight. They're 5k behind. What do they do here? Tarzan has flash, trying to hold the front line. But this Kaiser, that W is scary as hell now. Fighting over the mid lane. On hit with another W. You can't lose that much HP. The Alistair, it's only tanky when he gets to use that ult on higher HP. Wei caught out again. And Tarzan goes into the front line. Wei is 1v4 and has completely screwed the team fight. The hook comes through, Shanks opens up an angle, and the carries of BLG just don't have the damage. Ori gets a reset, but how much is that going to lead to? Gets 1, but can't get the second. Sham out of the skies, but I don't think Knight can do the same. Elk jumps out, but BLG walk away limping, battered, and bruised. Knight, it's only a matter of time until Flandre catches up. The charm lands. Elk dies, and Anyone's Legend have earned themselves a Game 1 victory over BLG. Knight will get hit by the Shock Blast. And even Knight's Ari can't carry the failing members of BLG. Everyone else struggling in the team fights in their early game, and Anyone's Legend have made them struggle. It is a tale of 2 sides. Anyone's Legend putting Bilibili Gaming into such high pressure scenarios, moving around the map better, team fighting better. Tarzan, deathless game as Knight finds himself a Magi's on the Nexus. Gives himself, of course, too. Yorick for the first time in a good long time in the LPL. When was the last time this was played? Gotta look up some patch notes. Pick up some extra CS. Big swing and a miss by BLG, using 2 summoners and not getting the kill. Oh, Elk just about living as well. Now stuck alone in the 1v2 against Hope and Kyle. Takes some extra damage. Bot lane not going well. Top lane doing fine in terms of the actual lane. Oh, the flash forward and first blood goes to On. Supportal combat. Elk must have caught him with a trap and a W. Knight, Shanks, 2v2 against Charizard. Remember, no flash on the Lilia. On coming up, though, and starting to get some damage done. Knight hit by a brush sapling. Tarzan will have to flash onto somewhere. Do they go for the fight? Wanting to double over the wall, double Duramble smash. Get some damage, but they are still in a 2v3. Tarzan, yeah, he's made the mistake now. We'll get 1 back. Bramble smash doing a lot. But it's still 1 for 2 in the mid jungle. So we said Anyone's Legend maybe have the better draft if they win their early game. That's not happened. 1,000 gold behind at 6 minutes. That's not where they want to be. Potentially looking for a flash into here. Level 6 for Wei. Dragon was taken. Flandre needs help here. You can't allow the Yorick to fall too far behind. Summons up the Maiden of the Mist, but Wei gets to go forwards. Hits a Q. The Dark Procession is in, but I don't think it's going to help. Aggro hit, but hang on a second, maybe it does. There's another tower shot, and Wei goes down. They fail another kill onto Flandre. The Yorick picks up a kill. Wei is having a very bad day. On has done some solo killing in his time. He's a very funny player. Alright. Run towards the bot side on half HP. Flicked back though. Level 6 on Nico. Thinking about going forwards. Chooses not to. Half HP for both of them. Kyle has the level 6 advantage. On will get some honey fruit. Tarzan could lead in with a Markyle. Shanks over the wall. He's spotted. What's the play here? Someone has to tank this tendrils up. Can they walk far enough away? The crash down will help with that. Go for the bullet time, though, and the Nico comes through, but Yone cancels it. Knight gets such an important ult through from the Yone to save his team, but is it enough to save the whole fight altogether? Looks like it. Elk going forwards, cleanses out. Now we'll start to pull the ult. Shanks, maybe thinking he could take a little bit more. Tarzan will flash away. W. Very, very close. Skip. You know, one of my favorite things to see is, if you've ever played Arena and you get Yorick, if you get Minion Mancer, it means that your Maiden is like 40% increased size. Tarzan jumping onto Wei, and Wei doesn't have a flash. She's been caught out a little too far, but the ult might be able to disengage, and indeed it does. W from the Jhin forces the flash out of Shanks, who had the extra damage burning onto him. Elk has flash. This is a dead Corki. How much more is going to come through it? Yike, chasing onto Kyle, and that is a very dead Tarzan. We thought it was the initial pick onto the Lilia. No, BLG turn it around. Yorick can't really contribute to the play. Anyone's Legend starting to give up early kills now. Easy kills. 2k advantage over to Bilibili Gaming. Anyone's Legend starting to fall behind. This is where they don't get to use their combo. They do get dove onto Flandre alone, and they're trying to wave clear. Get some goop down. Starts to stack himself up on that grass. Get some healing down. Flandre could get that flash Q. Was wondering if that would kill. Scary stuff. And they can't dive him. Can use the Jhin ult. Remember that Q can heal him if it hits onto a minion. 2 shots missed, 3 shots missed, and the 4th won't kill. Oh, Flandre, fancy feet in the game until maybe Flandre gets towards his Triforce, then we'll see what happens after that. Knight sees the dragon going down. Is there a contest? No. Realistically, no. Well, Jhin could walk up for a W, I suppose. Lilia going towards Grubs. Nothing to be seen here. Ah, Flandre gets to actually go towards it. Anyway, he doesn't get to hit a tower. The thing is, a lot of Yorick's strength, Shadow Walls a little bit. Kyle sends his clone into the brush. Red buff being started. BLG maybe spoiling for a fight. Corki pushing alone on bot side. Elk pushing up the top lane wave. So neither... Oh, Knight gets himself 1, but he doesn't get 2. Is the bullet time going to be enough? It doesn't even come through. Hope needs to find a time to turn things around. The Nico is dead, and the burn goes through onto the Maokai as well. Yorick has come down to try and get something, but it hasn't really led to that much. The Maiden will get killed. Anyone's Legend, they haven't really come out of this... Sag boy with his little ghoul friends? Yeah. Waters of Life, not Tear of the Goddess. Right, Waters of Life. I thought it was the same thing. Yeah, my bad. My bad. I knew a bit about it. Ruin King game, though. Fantastic. Go play it sometime. Flandre going up towards top side again. Can't defend his tower now. Sadly, the rest of the map has lost very, very hard, and this time he's ulted. He won't survive this one, I don't think. Flash is out, and maybe they'll call me a liar. Kyle! Hang on, healing coming through from Flandre. On's hit, but he's just gone over the wall. Just to kind of be a bit of a party saluter. Hits that Q. W hits onto Kyle. The game's falling apart very quickly now. Anyone's Legend. The goal was survive early game, and their answer has been very, very lacking. Knight has himself flash. Wants to flash over the wall, maybe. Tarzan looking to W over, potentially. That was the play. Has to use that flash. Was on the weak side of the map. Hope will take mid lane turret. That is a consolation prize for Anyone's Legend. Still very far behind in gold. 2,000 gold up in the jungler's way. The Lilia with actual damage and range to play like this. It's such a different game when you know that your teammates can actually carry the fight if you make the big play initiating. Bin, good damage here. Black Cleaver getting some good value. Flandre doesn't have his first item yet. Dominus doing a lot of work. I think Flandre just dies here. Actually, this is a big old problem for Flandre. He has no flash. Bin wins himself the 1v1. And the Yorick, fun as though it is, you will not remember Yorick Mori in this game. Shanks. Well, maybe this does make a difference now, though. Flandre losing the 1v1. Bin doesn't have the second part of the slice and the dice. But wait. Just looking to see if it could help. Flash forwards, maybe. Not too much avail, though. And that loss. Tower going to die here. But no second charge from the Herald. Dragon started, potentially by BLG. Wei will completely rip through this. That's very cool. Didn't even realize that. I've forgotten about that. Tower's being taken. Dragon being taken. Corki, beneficiary on the side lanes. You can see that Knight is not being given the side lane farm. He's on the weak side of the map. Corki's on the strong side, which is why the gold lead is there. Knight is dropping farm, so Elk and Bin can get it instead, whereas AL are doing the opposite. Bullet time used to clear out the wave, but there's one left. Should still be fine. Corki actually pushing in towards the inner turret now, and this is where Yorick gets a lot of work done. Look how much damage they do in a single hit there, and here comes the Magnet Storm. Shanks doesn't have himself a flash. Neither does he just pop back. I don't think he does much more than that. It's half the HP. Flash out of the Corki. Can get himself another Q. He actually can stack it off with the minions or the Maiden now at this point. If he gets himself another E, that's a problem, actually. Look how much mobility he's got. Doesn't have another Valkyrie. Very long cooldown. Has another E. And the Corki will be sent a packing. That gold lead didn't look exactly important there. Flandre, not really able to do much rather than stand and fight. When Yorick falls behind the game, this is what Yorick does, really. I think some of the earlier ones were sometimes voiced by the same person, but not to be here. Shanks, once again, we're getting more outer turret gold. Atakan on the other side. Ruinous, buffing up the... Oh my god, it's going to be the 8 grub team again. For those of you that don't know what it means, because... Oh, well, the game slowed down. You're going to get more fun facts instead of anything gameplay related. Look, I'm going to give you all of the gameplay stuff right now. Anyone's Legend getting pushed in across the park. BLG have 6 grubs, and they also have the Ruinous Atakan. They also have 2 dragons, so Anyone's Legend don't even have soul points. Covered. And I'll cover that for you. Turns out, when you've said about everything, your mind goes a-wandering. Teleport in. Ah, Flandre's caught. This Yorick has just not had the power he needs. He has a Shoujin, he has a Triforce. I don't think he's 1v2ing this, though. It's often a specialty of Yorick, but Flandre, fun as it was, has not been useful on the Yorick. Easy teleport in. They have a teleport for the Renekton to match numbers on the top side of the map, lanes on the other side of the map, if they need it to be. This is something that the LPL does very, very effectively, and particularly Scout innovated this within the LPL. Ooh. Well, anyone, really. Maybe not the Rel. The Rel's quite hard to kill. Is that a real cat or some kind of alert? Towards the team fight easier now. They have protected their vision. Anyone's Legend without their Maokai ult. Well, they blue trinket the pit. I don't think that's going to help them that much. Tarzan does have... Oh, they have flash. Surely we don't let them get in range for a Baron Steel. Knight doesn't want to get to come towards that. Tarzan will die. No steal attempt happening because the jungler is dead. On flashes forwards and Kyle flip back over the shoulder. Hon's done that rodeo before. Nico goes down. There we go. There's our play. At BLG, I think with the 2 dead, with 6 grubs buffed up by the Ruinous Atakan, this should be the game. There is no one left to defend the carries. Come on, BLG, with the Baron buff in. Here comes On. Doesn't land the kill there, but the W comes forwards. QSS coming through from Shanks. Maybe that's why they didn't go before. I didn't see if he actually finished that one off before. That could have actually been a big change. Knight goes forwards, doesn't pop the ultimate. Shanks no flash, no QSS now. Dangerous positions. W Valkyrie away from. Inhibitor goes down. Look how quick these towers go down. It's about 7 auto attacks for their 6, the full house of grubs. Plus the Ruinous Atakan to take a tower. Knight gets bopped on the head by a Q. Doesn't get that much damage back. And the game doesn't end. Double inhibitor down means that Anyone's Legend, their job of holding out and trying to hyperscale somehow is just sliding back into the abyss. Phonons and stuff too. Material science. Full mercurial scimitar for Knight as well. Always liked a good scimitar. Fun weapon. Teleport on top side. Oh, don't go. Please don't bully the Yorick again. Oh, Yorick has flash. Oh, ulting forwards first. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of damage, but the E comes through. The knockup has to force the cancel of the bullet time. And there's an engage in mid lane as well. The discipline that Anyone's Legend have tried to put on display has really not amounted to that much. Yes, there's a Maokai ultimate, but it's not going to lead to that much. 1 kill onto On is not what they needed. Double kill over to Elk. BLG, their first game of the day, was not good at all. Anyone's Legend, though, didn't even get a look into this game. Ben is currently tanking double Nexus turrets, and that is not really good, and not recommended by your chiropractor for carrying. Last shot lands. Much better accuracy than earlier in the game. BLG, embarrassed in game 1, slap back in game 2, and we have a 3-game series. Top lane. Sejuani top lane. I was assuming it's going to be Neferi because it has been played into this matchup in solo queue. It's a popular matchup. Sejuani top lane, we haven't seen since 2020. Cancel the recall. Nice hanging around as well. They're going to walk up there. Shanks is still around. Remember, Shanks has the W star. Oh, the handshake. Kyle has the flash, but is it going to be enough? Elk has no bailout, remember. He does have the spears, but they're not enough. BLG go for the level 1, but they lose the first blood. Gravity Field is immediately flashed out of by Knight. Hope if he gets one more Q, maybe add something difficult into the equation. Body block from Elk, from On rather, saves him. BLG, try something. After the first back, Hope is going to be oh so much stronger than Callista. Tarzan spotted going towards bot side. Going into the enemy jungle. Now, what Wei will want to do is take one camp. Ooh, tower shot to Kyle. That's kind of spooky, actually. Kyle has no flash. If Elk wants to go for something, that'd have been the time to do it. Ooh, but I hope it hits the level 2. Tarzan can maybe go for a flash. And he does. Gets the Q. And he will take that kill and use the W to get out. Neferi tower dies, everyone. Has a fizzy on. Also worth noting that Wei didn't lose any of his camps for this. Some cheers from the crowd. How does BLG still have a gold lead? Well, I guess it's even now, but it's a good question, actually. Oh, teleport in. Shanks has flash, but is that going to be enough? Yeah, not sure about that one. Flashes in early. Tarzan's here. Has a grab field. Is it going to be enough? The auto attacks fly through. Not enough to get the kill. Tarzan's here, and as is Hope. And Kyle could go forwards for a root himself. And On has the bailout, but can't do enough. Gets the E onto across the team. Anyone's quit legend. Quicker on the response. And deadly. I wonder whether BLG calling 4 people over the dragon mean that they want to rush this and then get towards the grubs in time to contest them as well. Shanks spotted here. Takes off of this. You do not want to be here. I don't think this is great, folks. Where's the gravity field? Put it down at his feet. Has the Chaos Storm. He'll clear out the wave minimum. Kyle was here. Feigling. German name in the bottom left-hand corner. Teleport up towards it. Ezreal ult. Is that going to tag him as he comes out of it? No, not the right timing. Remember, Knight can... Well, Tarzan can reset the aggro. Sejuani, double passive. Gets the first one, uses his ult to tag it again, and that's 40% of your max HP just shredded off of you. I think Flandre is onto something here. I like this. If you see a blind pick tank, why not? Maybe not as good as into... Maybe not as good as it was into Gnar in the past. Ooh, the E misses from Shanks. He doesn't have his flash bits coming up in the next few seconds, and it's not going to be up in time. However, Tarzan will claim a kill anyway. Has it all, and Bin doesn't necessarily have the easiest way out of this anymore. Has the red buff, keeps it tacking down. Has the Conqueror as well. That is a lot of damage to him, and his W, well, I guess they'll still be on cooldown. The Q stacks up, burns the bleed, and applies it again. Tarzan, a canine, gains self-awareness, you know. It's a werewolf. Q misses from Kyle. Teleport in. Do they see this in the brush? Backing off. San comes in. Wave pushed in towards top side. So Flandre losing a little bit. Flandre goes in, and the ult misses. That's important. On, a lot of damage towards him. Remember, they have the cholesterol to keep him safe. Tarzan over the wall. Has a flank angle. You have the Ren, but the Ren doesn't work, and BLG lose the dragon. Bin's caught in the front line. Chaos Storm onto Wave. That definitely helps. No resets have come through just yet. And Tarzan gets the first kill. Wei has to flash out, and BLG have flubbed their fight. Yes, the zombie does work, and in fact, it'll do so much work, it'll claim one back. But they lose the dragon even with the Ren stacked up. Tarzan, a crucial smite for his team. Matter for that. Tarzan going behind mid lane. Elk needs to really be on his toes here. Remember, no teleport from Knight to answer this play. We are fighting in a 4v4 in this side of the map, in mid. Hope actually does get a heal from Kyle there. Tower lives. Now, that actually is quite important. I thought it would just straight up die. Shanks pushing top side with the 6 grubs. Knight will trade on the bot side. Both mid laners getting good gold. Mid lane does fall. 2-4 on turret trade. BLG behind the game. No rend on it this time. Guess you can't fail that, right? Level 11 Tarzan. Could go in for the flash and then E over. Chooses not to. Elk needs to be a little bit careful here. And there goes Tarzan, but he's blast coned into his team. Ultimate's out. Doesn't find the target he wants. Ezreal goes across the team. Not onto Elk, only onto On. The other side of the map, Bin will have Demolish with a lot of HP to try and take down the other side. Demolish, of course, makes you a split pushing threat. Flandre, full stack Rod of Ages is called out in chat. That's completely worth calling that out. Trading turret for turret. You know, I thought that the Sejuani... I'd call it an unforced one, but... Anyone's Legend, go towards the Atacam. It's the Ruinous version. 7,000 HP. Wei's not here. Can't smite if he's not in range. Flandre over the wall. That's a decent Renata ult. And they start to hit each other. That's a lot of work. Remember, they're all shredded. And there's a steal on the Atakan. Wei makes up for the dragon earlier, and the flowers start to come through. Knight does his shield. Tarzan has to flash out. Sion has the zombie, but he doesn't have that much HP. No resets coming through. Lot of damage onto BLG through from Anyone's Legend. Bin has a shield, but I don't think it's enough. Flandre trying to get Knight, and he does get him. The spears are they enough? No. Way goes down, and Elk will with it. BLG get a steal, but they don't get the fight. Anyone's Legend outplay BLG for the nth time today. BLG sent packing. BLG can steal as many of those Atacans as they want, but they don't get themselves the flowers. They don't get themselves... Well, they don't have any grubs to buff up with it either. They failed the fight. There was no spectacular Realm Morph to be brought in. The front line can't close down the targets, and Anyone's very far behind. Very far behind. Dragon coming up in 30 seconds. It's a Cloud Rift, of course, not... Well, no, in this kind of game, Cloud Rift is very important if you're playing towards that kind of close-down team fight. Bin has ult, and Shanks doesn't have flash. Misses the knock-up, though. Oh, and he's going to get grab fielded. Oh, Bin, I think he's fucked the engage. And BLG do get the Karma, though. Kyle might have actually just made a bit of a worse mistake. Bin survives through the Chaos Storm. A lot of ages into Leandri's doing a lot of work for Shanks. He's going towards the Void Staff third. Ren's starting to get put onto the objective here. We're just wanting to get the Dragon and get out, potentially. Mikhail's used onto Bin. No Sejuani ult anymore, and they do get it this time. Realm Orb comes out. 5-man delivery back into their own jungle. BLG get the objective cleanly this time. Get out, and they have Soul Point. BLG thought they'd be able to play a lot better around their early lane advantages and the ability for Sion to start fights. Maybe Realm Orps as well. That hasn't been the case. Surprised that no creative... Well, there's no Realm Orb in for steal, I guess. What's the play? Bin, ooh, sees everyone in the pit. Stacking this up. Teleport coming in from the Sejuani. Sion can ult up, and he's trying to delay the rest of the team. The grab field is fantastic, though. Knight gets cleansed away from. Gets the speed out of the pit. We are flipping this with a Ren Smite for the Baron. Does it come through? It does, but Viego falls. They get the resets coming in for Tarzan, and I think BLG have traded their life for a Baron. Tarzan hops onto the targets he needs to, and 4 evaporate. BLG misplay around the objectives. Elk gets poked out before the Dragon, and he can't fight. BLG, desperate, probably dead in the water. 6 scrubs allowing him to push in towards the Nexus will probably just end this game. Bin does have a Baron buff, but I don't think that's enough. I think Anyone's Legend have put BLG into that lose-lose scenario and will fell one of our titans here in the LPL. Grab field comes through. They just need to ignore the Sion. He can't clear the wave. The Baron buff is not enough, and BLG will fall to Anyone's Legend in our Ascend group. The Pandas take the victory.